The history of my home, Three Woods. My home, Three Woods, is a Civil War era home located in Columbia, Tennessee. Columbia was given the name to the area carved from territories of the Cherokees, Creeks, Choctaws, and Chickasaw Indians, and has grown from a land area of 2 square miles to more than 29. The city of Columbia was founded in 1807, 209 years ago, along with the organization of Murray County by European Americans. A year later, Columbia was laid out, and lots were sold to begin establishment of the city. There were many historical homes in Columbia, such as Ripper Villa, Rally Hill, the Polk home, and Three Woods. Ripper Villa, located across from the Saturn Corporation plant on Highway 31, was built in the 1850s by Nathaniel Shears and was used as the family residence until about 1920. Rally Hill was built by James Walker around 1848. He called it Rally Hill since troops had mustered here before they marched to Louisiana during the War of 1812. Many of us know the Polk home as that of President James K. Polk, 11th President of the United States. James spent most of his childhood in Murray County and in Columbia for several of those years. He was born in North Carolina in 1795, but accompanied his parents to Murray County at the age of 11. The Polk family first settled on a tract of land about 5 miles north of Columbia on what was to become known in the later years as the Nashville Highway, or Highway 31. After completing his basic studies under local teachers, young Polk returned to his native state to study at the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. During the time he was living in Chapel Hill, his parents erected a home in the city of Columbia. It is this house to which he returned when he graduated from the university and began to practice law in Murray and surrounding counties. This is the house that we know as the Polk home. Just down the street on 7th Avenue in Columbia, across from what is now Columbia Academy, is our historic home, Three Woods. Not many know of the Civil War Battle of Columbia, but it was near our home. Confederate General John Bell Hood's 1864 Tennessee invasion constituted a Confederate diversion to cross the Duck River upstream and intercept and prevent movement of the Union Army's line of communications with Nashville. As General Hood's army advanced northeastward from Florence, Alabama, Major General John M. Schofield's Union force quickly withdrew from Pulaski to Columbia, arriving on Thursday, November 24, 1864, just ahead of General Nathan B. Forrest's rebel cavalry. The Union Federals built 2 lines of earthworks south of the town while skirmishing with enemy cavalry on November 24th and 25th. The army advanced coming up from Mount Pleasant and through the area near our home, Three Woods. After passing through the area of our home, General Hood advanced his infantry on the following day but did not assault. He instead made artillery demonstrations along the front while marching 2 corps of his army to Davis Ford, some 5 miles eastward on the Duck River. Schofield correctly interpreted Hood's moves, but foul weather prevented him from crossing to the north bank before November 28th, leaving Columbia to the Confederates. The next day, both armies marched north for Spring Hill. Schofield had slowed Hood's movements but had not stopped him. According to local historian, our home suffered an artillery hit which started a fire that burned off the roof of the home. You can see the cannonball burn, according to the historian, on our old poplar floor in our master bedroom. Down below in the foyer of our home is historical evidence of what may be a bloodstain of a soldier, though some believe it may be stains of surgeries during the Civil War and are from multiple individuals. However, the stain is far too detailed, in our opinion, to be anything other than from one individual. Historians believe the house was used as a makeshift hospital during the Civil War, as the house was then owned by Dr. James H. Wilkes, who was reportedly a corporal surgeon in the Confederate Army. Three Woods has been the home of many prominent Columbia citizens throughout its prestigious past. Construction of the home was completed in 1852 by Williams B. Wilson. In 1858, Mr. Wilson sold the house and 18 acres to James H. Wilkes. Dr. James H. Wilkes of Columbia and Dr. Luke Ridley of Murfreesboro were surgeons in charge of the hospital, Corinthian Hall, also known as Andrews School Building, here in 1863, and were among the several doctors called in during the famous altercation between rebel General Nathan B. Forrest and rebel Lieutenant Wills Gould in downtown Columbia. Mr. Wilkes and his family retained possession of the home for 40 years. Upon his death, the home moved into the possession of his daughter Mary and her husband Robert L. McKinney. They owned it for 5 years. From 1903 to 1906, the home belonged to Mr. Ernest Yost. There were several owners between 1906 and 1922, but in 1923, the house and property were foreclosed and Mr. William Randolph bought the property at auction and then divided and sold the land to form one of Columbia's first subdivisions. In 1941, Mr. Henry Martin per year purchased the property and his family retained possession until 1985. The house was in disrepair when purchased by the Stoutons, who upgraded the electric, plumbing, and provided central air and heat. Today, Three Woods is an almost forgotten part of Columbia's history. The house, though standing and functional, is in some disrepair. Most evident are the failing slave quarters out back. The house was named Three Woods after its 3 very large oak trees, one of which was cut down many years ago. Currently, we live in this home's upstairs as we continue to be a part of this house's rich history.